Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most shocking betrayals in recent political history, courtesy of none other than Angela Rayner. Labour and Angela Rayner specifically have outright betrayed the WASPy women, turning their backs on them after making empty promises. If you don't know who the WASPy women are, they're women born in the 1950s who had their retirement plans thrown into chaos when the government accelerated changes to the state pension age. They weren't given enough notice, they weren't given time to prepare, and in the process, they lost thousands of pounds of expected income. So let's be clear, this wasn't just a minor policy tweak, it was a seismic shift that devastated lives. And guess who swooped in to promise salvation? Well, Labour, of course, specifically Angela Rayner. She did the usual Labour trick of painting the Conservatives as the villains and Labour as the heroes, ready to swoop in and right this so-called theft, as she calls it.
Well, the government failed the women who were born in the 1950s. They stole their pension, that contract, that agreement that they thought they had, and then accelerated it so that those women didn't have the chance to prepare for that. We said we'll right that injustice, and within the 5 years of the Labour government, we will compensate them for the money that they've lost. This is their money that they've had stolen off them, and it's completely unacceptable. And any government should act responsibly to these women who have looked after their children through that period. They're often looking after elderly relatives now, and they're a part of our society that have felt really unjust by the way they've been treated, and it's absolutely right that we deal with this issue.
Sounds like a promise, doesn't it, right? Well, surely that wasn't another big fat lie from Labour, was it? Well, let's fast forward to today, and there's no surprise, it's just another one of Labour's many lies. That's one thing there isn't a shortage of. Angela Rayner called it theft. She promised to fight for these women, and now silence. Labour didn't just fail these women, they used them. They exploited their pain, their frustration and their desperation, and they used it for political gain. They campaigned on justice and they delivered betrayal. They lied, plain and simple. Labour didn't actually have to make that promise. They could have just stayed vague, but they didn't. They were explicit. And why? Because they wanted votes, of course. They needed to look like the moral alternative to the Conservatives. But the moment they got into power, these promises turned into meaningless sound bites. This is a slap in the face to the women who built this country, who paid into the system and expected fairness. Instead, they're told, sorry, there's no money left, while billions are wasted elsewhere on projects that nobody asked for, on programs nobody benefits from. Starmer literally just managed to find 50 million down the back of his sofa and he sent it to Syria. Apparently they need it in their time of need. I mean, you're supposed to be the British Prime Minister. How come they keep managing to find money for everyone but the UK? Labour spent years in opposition, scrutinising budgets, and they claim they didn't realise what was feasible. So either Labour is woefully incompetent or this was just deliberate deception. So which is it? It's more than clear to me now that Labour lied to win this election. Everyone in the country knows it. They destroyed trust in the entire political system. No one will ever believe a word Labour says anymore. And now they're in full retreat, scrapping local elections because they know it will be a total disaster for them with the Reform Party poised to reap the rewards. So Angela Rayner and Labour owe the WASPy women an apology. Why did they make promises they never intended to keep? And why should anyone trust them ever again? The WASPy women deserve better. We deserve better. And until politicians like Angela Rayner and Keir Starmer are held accountable for their lies, the betrayal of ordinary people will continue. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.